Hello everyone, welcome to our latest adventure video. We did a weekend trip over to Buckeye Lake, Ohio. There's a KOA, Campground of America, that we like to go to over at Buckeye Lake. But before we get into the video of the trip, I did want to take a minute to answer a couple of questions that's come up over the last couple of weeks, and that is basically why post to YouTube. And there's really a few reasons that I decided to make a YouTube channel. The first is, one, it's a creative outlet for me. It's something that, I enjoy making videos and putting stuff together and editing all that together. And it's even more enjoyable doing that as part of, it's something that you do with your family. The other reason is kind of document things for the future. I think YouTube is going to be around for a long time, so I think it's something that if I document something and put it to YouTube, it's something that, the boys or family members in the future can easily pull up and come back to and say, hey, look what we did. And the last reason is trying to kind of inspire others, to go out and have adventures and spend time with the people that you love, your family, your friends, those types of things. And not necessarily to do anything in particular. I mean, an adventure could be anything from taking a walk around the neighborhood with your son or daughter or someone that you love. So we've been over to the Buckeye Lake area multiple times over the last few years. We've probably been going there for about 6 or 7 years now. We've towed our camper over there in the past, but most of the time we go over that way. We usually just stay in the cabins. It's just a lot easier that way. And Buckeye Lake is outside of Columbus, Ohio, and we've got family that lives over in Indiana. So it's a convenient area for us to kind of get together and hang out. So we travel from our part of Ohio kind of towards central Ohio, and then friends and family that come over from Indiana. So the reason that we chose this weekend in September was they do the Backwoods Festival right next to Buckeye Lake, Ohio. And we've gone to the Backwoods Festival a couple times over the last several years. Noah, Pappy, and I decided that we wanted to go to Iron Pony. The Iron Pony is the motorcycle power sports superstore that's up on the north side of Columbus. So we were going to go to Iron Pony and then meet up with them at the Backwoods Festival. On the way over to Iron Pony with Noah and Pappy and I, we decided to stop and have lunch at White Castle. We don't have White Castle in this part of Ohio, so it's kind of a treat for us to stop in and go to the White Castle along the way. So if you've never been to Iron Pony, again, it's on the north side of Columbus. I think it's actually in Westernville, Ohio. But it's kind of like Cabela's or a Bass Pro Shops in that you don't really need a reason to go there. It's a department store sized power sports store. So anything, motorcycles, side-by-sides, dirt bikes, any type of power sports. They have that there. And it's just a department store sized outlet, I guess you would call it. Again, they have, dirt bikes, motorcycles, accessories, helmets, riding gear, and it is really just a neat place to go and see. So again, if you're ever in the area, I do recommend, especially if you're into motorsports, power sports, it's a really cool place to go. And after we were done at Iron Pony, we actually called my wife to see where they were at the Backwoods Festival, and they said that they were pretty much done. Like, it was pretty hot that day. It was up into the low 90s that day, and I think after a couple of hours of walking around in the heat at the festival, I think they were pretty much done. So we headed back to the campground. So we didn't actually make it to the Backwoods Festival. We made it back to the campground, got to hang out there at the campground for probably 30-45 minutes while we waited for them to make their way back to the campground as well. So we got to hang out with Pat for a little bit. And then once everybody got back, we just kind of hung out there at the campground for a little bit before we went to dinner. So right next to the campground, there's a pizza shop there. We decided to go to that local pizza parlor there for dinner. It was pretty good. Everybody had a good time. After dinner, we kind of made our way back to the campground, and we're going to hang out for the evening, but One of the things you'll notice about our video here is that there are no campfires going on, and that is because of the statewide ban on fires. There was a burn ban for the whole state of Ohio because Ohio has recently been in a drought. So when we checked into the campground, they actually gave us a flyer stating that there was a burn ban and that no one was allowed to have any type of open flame or open cooking. In fact, you weren't allowed to cook with anything except for electric cookers or propane type cookers. So after we all hung out for the evening, the next morning we got everything cleaned up and packed up and ready to go home. We did stop and have breakfast one more time with the whole family just before we were headed home. And I did have time to beat Noah in checkers. So just in case you're wondering, yes, I did win the game. Overall, it was a great time. We always enjoy going over to Buckeye Lake. Again, it's just kind of a central location for all of us to meet and hang out. And we enjoy our time there. So thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one.